Welcome to K-Drama Divas, a podcast and community for passionate fans of Korean dramas. Join us as we explore the captivating world of K-dramas, discussing the latest releases, timeless classics, and everything in between. Whether you're a seasoned K-drama addict or just stepping into this addictive realm, get ready to laugh, cry, and fangirl with the K-Drama Divas. You're listening to the K-Drama Divas podcast. We're the K-Drama Divas. I'm Amanda.
I'm Serena.
I'm Maureen.
Thank you for joining us. Today we are talking about Hospital Playlist Season 2. We finally finished it.
And yeah.
Or I should say Serena finally finished it.
Yeah, I finally did. I don't know if it's too early to say, but I think if you listen to one, I struggled with one, but I personally think 2 was way, way, way better. Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because I kind of understood more or we can get into it, but I thought it was way better.
Season 2 was way better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think 1 leaves you hanging and so much is unresolved.
Well, and I even, like we talked about, I had a hard time getting into 1, but I think there was less, even though there was still a lot of hospital-related stuff, I think there was much more focus on them in 2, and I think that that's why I liked it better.
Yes, definitely.
So I guess that's probably the difference between Season 2 and Season 1. Season 2 focuses more on their relationships. What do you guys think?
I think so. Although there is a lot of medical emergencies or whatever, you know, in it. It is kind of sad because the man who's had 3 separate surgeries with them, I don't want to give things away, but I think if you haven't watched it, watch it and then listen to this. But for those that have watched it,
Even listen to this.
because it's just kind of sad because you kind of see them as a family, the son and then the mother and then the man who's been through, let me see, the first thing was the liver and his son gave him part of his liver. And then the second thing was his heart. And then the third thing was the brain, and he was too far gone. And so they lost him and it was quite sad.
Right.
But that was the one surgical. Well, also there was a woman too who was suffering from it's like he says,
because the sister wanted the mom to have it, and the brother was like, nah, she's too old.
yes. And then his friend passes away at age 50, and he made money, and he never even got to spend any of it. And it changed the way he felt. And then the next thing you know, the one doctor is in there, and she's so shocked to see him walk out of the bathroom, with getting a cold cloth or something for his mother. And she just stunned to see him. But he had taken over the care for her because his sister got a job.
Right.
It's interesting. When I hear you talking about this, I realized how much you loved Hospital Playlists.
How many times do you think you've watched it?
Oh,
Probably just 3 or 4. That's all?
yes.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised.
Both seasons?
Yes.
That's a lot, though.
It is. I guess
24
so.
episodes.
I guess so, yeah.
Because I've seen it one time, and those stories, now that you say them, I'm reminded of them. But I think the one medical story that stood out to me the most in Season 2 was the child that ended up having a bowel replacement. And how hard, I was kind of, full disclosure, I haven't watched this since December, January. But I was kind of going back and watching the last episode today just to refresh my memory a little bit. So probably everything I remember is from the last episode. But even at the time, that stood out to me because the mother is had been so conflicted about having the surgery. And what a hard thing to have to watch your child struggle like that. And coming to terms with the fact that, yes, the surgery may not work, but she'll have a fulfilled life if it does. So it's a risk worth taking.
Yeah.
So very emotional.
And I think that was the one that gave him the doctor, the one professor. He was going to the U.S. because he wanted to
The
find
pediatrician.
Yes, the pediatrician was going to go to the U.S. and take a year and study that bowel replacement surgery.
Mhm.
So that's why I need there to be a hospital playlist 3. But I know there isn't.
Fully agree.
Oh, I want there to be so bad.
Fully agree.
I mean, yeah. I think there should be, because even though they wrapped up things, they weren't all wrapped up to me. Or, you know how we are. We want to see marriages, babies.
Right.
Well, and who, and you know me, I don't remember who's who, but I know what happened. But the gal and the who is the one that she ends up,
The liver doctor. You
the
mean?
liver doctor, yes,
Mhm.
they just kind of were finally
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah.
you know, so you
Yeah.
want to see them.
Exactly.
And the other relationship,
oh my
too,
gosh. Yes, I know.
even outside the friends, the pediatrician isn't it pediatrician, the tall, thin one?
Yes, his mother.
And his mother.
Yes,
You want to
mother.
see if her,
Yeah.
with her relationship.
To know.
I liked them.
I liked them so much.
I did too. So much. Yeah.
It's all implied, but
Right.
it just, it's almost like they ended it too quickly.
I agree.
Because in episode 12 of season 2,
Did you notice they were long episodes too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
it's true, they were. But I mean, the last episode, it's like finally the liver doctor and the brain doctor. That's how I call them.
Right.
That's what I call them.
Yep.
Finally, they're announcing their relationship, and no one believes that.
Right.
So funny.
That's because they've been friends for 20 years.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, you know. But did you see all that backstory? He
Yeah.
obviously liked her.
Yeah.
The OBGYN liked her.
Mhm.
And so that's why he
Didn't pursue it.
didn't pursue it.
Yeah.
Talk about friendship. I mean, that's
Right.
deep friendship.
Right.
That you're willing to sacrifice your happiness and what you want because you care so much about your friend. I mean, that's friendship gold right
Right.
there.
Even
Mhm.
though he knows that she, I don't want to say rejected, but put off the OBGYN because she wasn't interested, he still respected the fact that he
Yeah.
did like her.
Yeah.
You know, so he put his feelings aside. so-
Yeah. And I mean, completely, he got married to someone else.
Right.
And
Yeah.
kid with someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's an amazing part of the story.
Yeah.
And he was injured and she didn't know if he was going to make it.
Okay, so I have to tell. I told Amanda. I don't think I told you. So I was getting to the point where it was like, you know, they get the phone calls at the 911, you know, that they're coming in,
Mhm.
and it was just like, okay, it's gonna be one of them has gotten hurt, and I was just expecting it, and then it wasn't. So I was like, oh, okay. And so then the next call was, and I knew it was coming. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know which one of them or what, you know, but I knew something like that was going to happen. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember me telling you?
And wasn't it interesting how she kept getting something and she'd have to go back when she'd left the hospital?
Oh, yes. I
You know
remember
that-
that now.
She kept having to come back. She'd walk out to her car and she'd forgot her phone or something. And then she'd have to go back. Then she forgot her purse and had to go back. She drove away once.
Mm.
You don't remember that? And it's awful that she could be there when
He
he
arrived.
actually arrived.
Wow. I love it. I love it.
Um,
I think it too, but like I said, I would want a little bit more. Like the relationship. Okay, so out of all the relationships, have I
Yes.
told you which one is my favorite?
No.
no.
Okay. So, and I want to hear what your favorite one is
Okay.
too. So my favorite one was between the OBGYN and the doctor there.
Under him, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was so cute because she saw something in him and she liked him for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to have patience
Right.
to be willing to be involved with that doctor. Yeah, that's true. But he was so slow.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And there was a reason for that too.
yeah, there was. But I just love that relationship. And, and even so Evan, in episode 12, they went on a date. It was like one of their real dates, first dates. And he was saying goodnight to her, and she said, "Now I understand why people want to get married." And he says, "Shouldn't we take our time? You should take your time." And she said, "This may have been fast for you, waiting for a very long time."
Right.
And it was so
He says, "You don't even know if I'm a nice person or, anything." And she says, "I know you," or whatever. Remember?
And they'd worked together for forever.
probably 4 years or more, right?
So you kind of know somebody you work with after that time.
But-
I hope.
Remember I don't know if you didn't even probably remember from the first hospital playlist. She didn't really like him at first because she thought he was so
Right.
Arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they all kind of thought he was.
And it changed quickly though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
But then he told her, "You don't have to ask me out again."
Oh, yeah, because she was going to
still had one time left.
Yes, she was going to ask him out 3 times.
Yeah.
That was my favorite romance and storyline in the whole 2 seasons.
And I liked how he finally got to the point because he was such a mama's boy. I mean, she not only knew everything he was doing at every moment of every day, but she kind of controlled what he did. Even he's in his 40s, right?
It was psycho.
It was a little psycho, but he finally grew enough and maybe even got the confidence in him outside of, he was confident in his profession, but maybe not personally because of what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
But he was able to, I wouldn't say stand up to his mom because he kind of lied to her about what was going on so that he could pursue her.
And it worked though, didn't it?
Yeah. He manipulated more ways.
Yeah.
But okay, this is what I mean. Like, I would have wanted to see him introduce her to the moms. Like,
Right.
and I know they met in that funny scene, but like, I wanted to see how it would all play out. And
Yes.
so I felt
Yeah.
disappointed.
I know we were cheated out of that. That's
I
why
agree.
that's another reason why they need to have a third edition of this.
And I agree. That's what was frustrating to me.
Mhm.
Probably of all the storylines, I felt like it wasn't quite finished because I didn't
Right.
get to see all of that play out.
Yeah.
And I really want to. Well. But it was my favorite one. So who wants to go next?
It's a hard time because I liked all of them. I mean, like we talked earlier about the mom and the longtime friend. Again, somebody that they obviously liked each other back in the day and went different ways, but then ended up together. But I guess I would say instead of saying my favorite one, I will say my least favorite one. How's that for throwing a wrench in it? My least favorite one was and why can't I remember what he is, the tall, thin guy.
The heart specialist.
The heart specialist. And the liver doctor's sister. That was my least. And I didn't like it. I think we talked about them in the first season. And it just didn't grow on me. I didn't.
Really?
I like him. I don't know. There was something about the relationship I didn't really like.
Really?
And I couldn't tell you what or why, but that was my least favorite.
If I had to get rid of a relationship, it would have been that one.
Really? You too?
When I left here.
I didn't get rid of him.
No. And she wasn't a bad actress. It was just that maybe it wasn't as a convincing
Right. Yeah.
of
Something.
a romance. Like, almost like they just had to put him with some. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if, I mean, and again, not that she did a bad job, but I don't know if maybe somebody else in that role would have made me feel different. I don't know. I don't know what it is or why, but not my fave. What's your favorite or least favorite,
Oh my
Maureen?
gosh. The brain specialist and the liver doctor
Yeah.
are my favorites, but that's just because of I mean, I just love them.
Right.
And then the OBGYN and his doctor.
Okay. So I know Amanda was saying that she didn't feel like she got closure for a lot of things, which I fully agree with. But I have to throw this in there because after I watched that, Maureen had told me about A-List to Playlist.
Yeah.
So I watched that and I don't know why, because they have nothing to do with each other. I feel like it gave me a little closure.
Really? Good.
Who knows what I got to know about him, but I just feel like I got to know him on a
So
different.
watch it, everyone, if you haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. A-List to Playlist.
Um,
But I think that helped because it was still him, but I had kind of moved on to something else. So maybe that helped close it out. Not that I don't want a number 3, but so maybe you should watch that. Well, maybe it's too late to watch it and have that closure like
Actually,
I
all of the stars, all of the main stars of Hospital Playlist appear on
Yes.
A-List to Playlist.
I started it, episode 1.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not done with episode 1, and I enjoyed it, but it's just really hard for me to watch it because there's so many dramas I want to watch right now.
But it's a quick one. There's only like 6 or 8 episodes, and they're not long, right? If I remember right.
Okay, all right, I'll give
Sacrifice.
And it's
Sacrifice.
And it's reality. It's not right.
That's the problem, though. That's really the problem. I don't want reality. I want to not be in reality.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, still talking about A-List to Playlist, I love the fact that everybody in Hospital Playlist, the main characters, are all really good, tight friends.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Oh.
That may have helped me too.
Yes.
So in real life, I
Yes.
mean, it's still TV, so maybe it's not real, but
No,
I
he
think
called
they
them and
really,
they all, yeah.
yeah, and like they talk, they're
Yeah.
involved in each other's lives. And what you see in Hospital Playlist seems to be who they really are. I mean, their personalities and everything, that's them.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. I think maybe you guys sold me. Check back with me when we record in like 2 or 3 podcasts and see if I've followed through.
All right. So anyway, that's enough on A-List to Playlist. Let's go back to Hospital Playlist. All right. What's next? Do we talk about favorite songs? Does anybody have a favorite
Oh
song?
my God.
I don't know. I definitely can't remember the songs in season 2 because it's been too long.
I don't remember any of them.
It's My Life. I remember when he wanted everybody to dress in leather and chains. But
Which sucked. The liver doctor.
Because they thought it was going to be their last one, right? Was that why? Or no, because she had turned him down. So she had just turned him down when she moved away.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it right after that?
It was something. I don't know, but he said, "It's my life. It's going to be It's My Life."
Yeah.
And oh my gosh. He's such a great singer
He is
anyway.
amazing.
He is.
Really
He
amazing. So that
was good.
yeah. And I like it. And I don't remember if we talked about this in season 1 or if just Amanda, you and I talked about this one-on-one. But I know that there was a point where when the band would come on, you would fast forward.
Yeah, it's true. We talked about this last episode, I think.
Okay. And I think that I kind of was doing that a little bit. And then I realized that the songs actually tie in and they're actually kind of giving you even more in-depth insight into things during those songs. So if you are watching it, make sure you listen to all the songs too.
Yes.
He's scolding me with her eyes. Are you scolding me, Mom?
No.
I mean, I didn't fast forward through the entire songs, but each episode was so long and I was so anxious to get to the part I wanted to see.
Right. No, I agree.
I mean, overall, I think I've liked Hospital Playlist, but it is slower. You have to admit. No?
I don't know.
I think 1 was slower than 2.
Yeah, probably. Or it could just be when you watch one, you're trying to figure out whoever everyone is. It's
It could be.
very complicated for some of us.
Yes. Those of us with very simple minds.
Not Maureen.
I don't know. I liked them both actually, but season 2, I liked much better.
Mhm.
So it sounds like it exceeded your expectations.
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe if we throw it out there enough, they'll do a season 3 just because of
Yeah.
us, right?
Yeah. He did, but
I mean, you have to admit they drink a lot of coffee.
They
Don't
do.
they?
oh my
They drink
goodness.
a lot of coffee and they're like constantly, what's for lunch, what's for dinner.
Because that's really their only time.
I know.
Actually, they get together.
And they're exhausted.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's really how the medical field is, but man,
I wouldn't be surprised
I
if
couldn't
it
do it.
was.
I can barely do my job.
Well, remember when this might be from season 1 though, but remember when the doctors were in there and they were actually, this has to do with, what was her name? The one that's with the pediatrician.
Oh,
That when they thought that she was getting engaged, they said, you've done it. You've done it for us all because you're actually showing that we've been
Right.
alive. And,
Yes. Yes, I remember
So-
that.
yeah. Nope. No luck for them.
I think it's definitely, like we talked about before, a very taxing and tough profession, and
yes,
God bless them all.
Yeah.
I just know that I like it a lot. It took me a long time to watch it, but boy, I'm glad I did.
Like it came out and it took you a long time, or we started it.
No, I would notice it as I was going by when they'd show me, drama.
Yeah.
Finally, I thought, okay, I'll watch it. I'll see what it's like. And that's when I did.
Wow. Wow.
The medical thing always turned me off because,
Right.
I'm a hypochondriac. So I'm like, how's my liver doing? Maybe I need to see a pediatrician.
Did her breast issue come up in season 2 or was it season 1?
Season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was that also.
I was
And look
thinking,
at who went there to find out the results with her.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that was kind of before, or maybe you're realizing they're really deeper. It was kind of a clue to me.
I would have told you to get a clue way before that. But I think I said this in 1. I thought her and the kids stopped laughing.
Thanks, Wong.
I thought at the beginning that her and why can't I keep it all? My brain is not.
The heart doctor.
At the beginning, I thought her and the heart doctor were going to get together. Right?
Well, I know
No.
that now.
But that's what I thought. So when I realized what was going on, I was totally taken by surprise. And I can't remember when I realized it, though. So, but I'm glad. They're a very good. They're a good couple. They're
They
good.
In the end.
Yeah.
What else do you guys want to say about season 2? Do you have anything else you want to share? Speak now or forever hold your peace on Hospital Playlist, Mom.
I can't think of anything else.
If you haven't seen Hospital Playlist, I feel like it's the perfect time of year. It's fall.
Yes.
It's getting chilly.
Yes.
Make yourself a cup of tea.
Right.
And season 1 may not be your cup of tea. Do her through it because season 2 is awesome.
Yes, there's only 12 episodes each season. So, I mean, I figure anybody can do that.
Yes, if I could do it, you can do it.
All right. Out of 5 stars, what would you rate it?
I would rate it 5.
I would rate season 2 a 5.
Are we doing this like overall as a whole story?
No, season
No.
2.
Okay, just season 2.
Yes. Maureen's trying to convince Amanda to say 5.
Am I the last one?
Yeah, we both said 5.
4.
Oh, okay. Now I have to know why 4.
I mean, I like it, but I don't like it's my own personal taste. Medical shows aren't
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
to rate a medical show a 4 is amazing. That means I really liked it.
Okay, fair enough.
So it was good. It was really good and way better than I ever expected. But it just doesn't quite meet up to my 5 standard.
Ooh, okay.
Well, but I recommend it. I think we have anything to say about Hospital Playlist. We're done for now.
Just
What do
watch
you
it.
think?
Mhm.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the K-Drama Divas podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as we did. Before we part ways, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Connect with us on social media at K-Drama Divas to stay up to date on recent podcasts and to share your thoughts and recommendations.